Hi, this is Scott with Rapid City Area Schools, the Student Transportation Department. This is the second video of the school bus pre-trip. We're going to start at the top of the bus. We're going to look at all of our lenses and make sure they're the right color. Make sure they're mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts. Then we're going to come down to all of our windows. Make sure they're all mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts. Then we're going to come down to our rub rails. Make sure they're mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts. You're going to look down the bus and look for any steel that has been bent and sticking out. You're going to look for any screws that have managed to back themselves out. You're looking for anything that could catch a student as you're driving by them. You don't want to hook a student or a pedestrian for that matter. And we're going to look at all of our reflective tape. Make sure it's all mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts. There's reflective tape around every emergency exit. Then we would get under the bus and we would look at our drive line. Make sure it's mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts. And it's not bent, doesn't have any dings in it. The U-joints are mounted securely, not back, broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts. All of the hoops are in place. Then we go to our exhaust pipe. Make sure it's all mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts. And then you're going to look for leaks. You will look for soot on the tube itself. That would indicate a leak. Then you check your spring mounts, the front and the rear. Make sure they're mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts. Then you're going to check your springs. Make sure they're mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts. Now, I forgot the springs on the front in the first video. You can catch those up now. I would check all of my springs. Make sure they're all mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts, and they are vertical with one another. One is not slidden over. I would check all of my brakes the same way I did up front. The hoses, the caliper, the pads, the rotors, check them all the same. Check your frame, make sure it's mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts, and no after factory welds. Come back to your rear dualies. The rims are touching, but the tires are not. Make sure there are no rocks between the tires. The rocks will wear holes in the tires. Check your face of the tire. Make sure it's wearing evenly. Make sure you have at least 2/32 of an inch of tread depth. Check your rim the same you did up front. Mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts. Check your lug nuts. Make sure they're mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts, and no rust trails. You're going to check your axle seal. Make sure it's mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts, and it's not leaking. Were it leaking, there would be a trail of oil around the inside of the rim. You're going to check your valve stems. There's two. There's one here and one at 180 from that one. Make sure they're mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts. And if I was going to check the tire pressure, I would use a tire gauge. And I forgot that up front as well. I also forgot up front the mud flaps. Check all of your mud flaps. Make sure they're mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts. Check your wheelchair lift door. Opens, operates fine. Make sure the seals are in place, mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts. You don't actually have to check the wheelchair lift in the test. Now we'll come around to the back of the bus and check all of our lenses here again. Our strobe, our clearance lights, student boarding lights, student loading lights, our hazards, brake lights, which are these four. This one, this one, this one, and this one. These are your brake lights, and then your reverse lights, and your reflectors, and your reflective tape. Make sure they're all mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No loose or missing parts. Then you check your windows. Make sure they're mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No loose or missing parts. Now I'm going to check my emergency exit door. Make sure it operates properly. The seals are in place. Everything's mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No loose or missing parts. The alarm sounds when I open it. Going to check our bumper. Make sure it's mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No loose or missing parts. And it's not sticking out where it can catch a student. Check your exhaust tailpipe. Now you're going to check your fuel tank and the straps that hold it in. Make sure it's all mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts, and it's not leaking. I would check my fuel door and my fuel cap. Make sure it's mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts. And I've already checked the tire on the other side and the mud flap on the other side, the rub rails, the windows, the lenses. It's all done the same on this side. Check my circuit breaker compartment. Everything's mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts. There's no obvious burns on any wires. Everything looks good. The door works good. Now I'm going to check my stoplight. I can shut off my batteries. Then I can pull this out. Look at the lenses. Look at the sign itself. Everything's mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No loose or missing parts. I'm going to turn the batteries back on. Now I'm going to check my battery compartment and my batteries. Everything's mounted securely, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no loose or missing parts, and the batteries are not leaking. That concludes the second video for the school bus pre-trip. We will have the third one here shortly.